So you have no opinion on the IDF seizing 70%
Well, he made that
Gaza.
statement, but that's
Well,
not
but
part of this plan. This plan doesn't call for that. What this plan calls for, and it's what we're committed to carrying out, is that
But
the
there
people
has
of
been
Gaza
no
are governed by-
implementation of the plan.
Well,
Most Palestinians in Gaza are sheltering in overcrowded tents. Pests and rodents spreading disease. Health services remain limited. Israeli military strikes have escalated despite the ceasefire, pushing the total death toll to nearly 73,000. Late last week, Prime Minister Netanyahu ordered the IDF to seize 70% of Gaza in complete violation of the ceasefire agreement. So, Secretary, the State Department must take the lead for the U.S. implementing the President's 20-point plan. What is the status of implementation? What progress should we expect to see in the next few weeks? What is your response to Prime Minister Netanyahu's directive?
No one's forgotten about it. I think luckily there's not active combat operations happening of the kind that we saw a few months ago, but it's still a challenge that we're going to work through. I just wanted to correct the record for a second. You said we had not achieved our stated aim, and I know you went through it in your opening statement. We are now at a phase where we should be having or want to have an international stabilization force that goes in and provides the security. This requires the demilitarization of Hamas, which right now they have not been willing to meet the conditions necessary. It's just you can't implement it. No one's going to invest money in Hamas, in Gaza, until Hamas is demilitarized, because they know there's going to be another war.
So Netanyahu's directive, IDF seize 70% of Gaza. Just your view, because I need to move on.
Yeah, our view of it is, I think those comments he made last week in an appearance that he did somewhere, we have a plan. It doesn't call for that. And at the end of the day, we understand that what we want, and I think what the Israelis would ultimately want, is a Gaza that is governed by a non-Hamas.
So you have no opinion on the IDF seizing 70%
Well, he made that
Gaza.
statement, but that's
Well,
not
but
part of this plan. This plan doesn't call for that. What this plan calls for, and it's what we're committed to carrying out, is that
But
the
there
people
has
of
been
Gaza
no
are governed by-
implementation of the plan.
Well, that the people of Gaza are governed
let
by
me
a
just-
technocratic Palestinian government, a Palestinian...
Please, Mr. Secretary,
No,
we
but
go
you're
round
asking
and
me
round.
questions. You're not letting me answer.
Yes, you are answering them. No, you're not answering them because you don't have answers. Well, you talked earlier in your comments about humanitarian assistance and how quickly it's going out. Quite frankly, that hasn't really happened in Gaza. Commercial, not just commercial, humanitarian aid going in. Let me just talk about
That's
the
false.
humanitarian assistance.
That's a false statement. I have to
It is
correct
not
you
a
on
false
that. It's not.
statement.
We spent hundreds of millions of dollars in humanitarian aid in Gaza already. And that includes through the World Food Program and other organizations.
You know, I've talked to Cindy McCain at World Food about the situation, the humanitarian crisis in Gaza.
So have I.
And the food and
Talked to her all the
hunger,
time.
and
In
it's
fact, I met
not
with her a
there.
month ago, and she
It's
would
not
disagree
there.
with you.